Hi, I'm Katie Fagan. I'm the Director of Training here at Call Dad, and today we're going to be talking about how to remove your gauges while removing as little refrigerant as possible. And this is critical, especially with newer A2L systems. We want to make sure as much as the refrigerant stays in the system as possible. So first thing, when you are removing your gauges, you want to go ahead and you want to shut the ball valve on your high side. So that would be your red line. So when we are removing our hoses, we're going to work in the order of red, yellow, blue, meaning I'm going to start by opening up my red side, my high side. You can open that as much as you want, but I also need to make sure that I go ahead and I burp or purge my yellow line. Just let a little refrigerant out. Again, that's to ensure that there's no air in my line before we open up our blue suction side and pull all the refrigerant through, because we don't want air getting into our system. And then you're going to open up your blue, your suction side, so that we can pull that refrigerant back on through into the system. And I'm going to watch my gauges as they sink down into pressure matching the low side PSIG. Now they're not going to go to zero, okay, because we're using the compressor to pull the refrigerant out of our gauges and back into the system, but it can't pull itself down below what it's already at for that low side of our system. All right, so those are balanced right just over 100 PSIG. So when I go to remove my hoses, I'm actually going to leave my manifold open, and we'll talk about why in just a second. It does not matter which hose I pull off first, but I do want to make sure that my ball valve is staying closed while I pull my hoses off. So I'm going to take off my low side here first. And you hear that's the little bit of refrigerant that's still going to escape. That's a de minimis release according to the EPA. We can't control that. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove my high side. Next, I'm going to open back up my ball valve just in case any refrigerant is still trapped in there. And then I can go ahead and I can close up my manifold. The reason I don't want to close my manifold before I take those hoses off is that refrigerant that was still trapped in the hoses will get stuck in the manifold if I close it before I remove the hoses and allow that to escape the atmosphere. And we don't want that, because the next system I go and I hook my gauges up to may not be the same type of refrigerant. So we don't want to carry refrigerant from one system to another. So we leave this open until everything is removed. After that, you can go ahead and remember to put your caps on that you should have safely stored on the back. And that is how you remove your gauges from a system. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.